Carter, what do you think you're doing? Today is the day of your wife's funeral, of Kay's funeral, yet you...
So you think that just because this is my wife's funeral, I'm supposed to be the one handing my money over for it? I've already got my parents handing over some money for it, so that should be more than enough from us, right? I was never related to her by blood anyway, so who cares that I'm paying for it or not?
What kind of thinking is that? Have you gone completely mad or something? Your wife has just passed away and you're not going to do anything for her funeral? To show how much you loved her?
I had no other choice, all right? I don't even have the money right now. Look, when it comes to these dang funerals, they cost a lot more money than you think. So why should I have to borrow more money for something that's all ceremonial and nothing else?
But my family and your parents are all putting in money to help you not have to pay as much for it, right? However, you're choosing to just not do anything or even pay for anything when it comes to this funeral for her.
Shut up. My parents are already paying for part of this. And you could say that what they're paying is also partly from me, so stop this. And by the way, you have no right to be talking to me like that now. This is supposed to be your older sister's funeral, right? So stop pointing fingers at me trying to squeeze me dry and focus on taking care of what's important to you.
Why? Why did my sister ever end up with a man like you? There is no way she was blind to all of this.
Hey now, are you trying to speak poorly of the man your sister loves so dearly? Jeez, I'm pretty sure she's crying right now up in heaven having to see you speak to her husband like this.
Didn't you ever notice that for the longest time now she's wanted to be away from you? But the reason she couldn't is because when you started to take out all those loans, you wrote her name down on all the documents forcing her to stay with you.
Are you saying I only used her for that? I wasn't the one who forced her into signing those papers, you know. Stop trying to act like she was the victim or something. It'll make us all look bad. Also, the only reason I had to take out those loans was due to something that happened at work that I needed to pay off. I was blamed for something by one of the higher-ups, so don't be getting upset with me for not having any money. I myself am the victim in all of this.
But you forced my sister into having to be the one to repay all that debt you ended up in when it wasn't any of her business.
I did not force her into anything. I just never had the money in the first place, so she was my only choice at the time. And besides, she was able to break free from having to worry about all of that debt now that she's in another world, so I'm sure she's happy about that.
What? What the hell did you just say? You're a freaking mess.
Hey, are we done here? I have to go and take a look at all the money everyone is gifting me for this funeral.
You're the worst. Amy, I am so sorry that you had to deal with my brother's horrible behavior today when talking to him about your sister's funeral. I've been warning him so many times now about acting that way, but he just never wants to listen to anything I say. Huh? Is this you, Maria? What's wrong? You don't have to be apologizing to me over the way your brother acted. He is in control of himself, and as an adult should know better than to act like that. But this is going to be a very important funeral to all of your family, and yet my brother... But I'm trying to say that you are not in control of how your brother acts, so it's not your fault. I think you've been doing so well after all that's happened, so please don't apologize for a thing. And you and I are close enough now where you don't have to be so tight up when talking to me. Loosen up a bit there. Okay, but you and I never really text one another or anything, and you happen to be a bit older than me. I'm only 2 years older than you, Maria. I'm my older sister's little baby, and you're Carter's little baby, if that makes sense. We're both their little sisters, so we can relax when talking to one another. You can really let loose around me, all right? I hope you're not speaking to me like that because you're afraid of how I'm feeling after my sister passed away. No, it's not about that. I just didn't want to make you feel as though I was being rude to you, so thank you for clearing that up for me. But I think it'll take a little bit of time for me to fully relax. And that's all right. I know you've always been a very serious person regardless, so take your time. But just know that you can relax when you speak to me. And also remember that you do not have to apologize to me for the way your older brother behaves. That's just backwards in my opinion. Okay, thank you, Amy. So what are your parents thinking of doing? Right. To tell you the honest truth, all of us, my parents and I, have been wanting to cut ties to my brother for a long time now. But because of what happened to Carter at his job, well, it may take some time for something like that to really work out in our favor now. Ah, you're talking about how your brother was blamed for embezzlement by one of his higher-ups? That's right. We do think that in that case, my brother was not at fault for anything, and that he was the victim of one of his higher-ups' crimes. And now, Carter has had to deal with a lot of debt, so we would feel bad cutting ties with him now. We just have to wait until he's gotten himself back on track, and then we can do something about him. And there's also Josh that we have to think about. So, is this why after something like that, your brother's been having your parents lend him money all the time for everything? I'm also talking about things like this funeral. Yeah, I have been trying to get him to stop asking us for money all the time, but I'm afraid of what he might do if we stopped sending him money. And when it comes to you and your parents, I wouldn't want our affairs to have an impact on your family and the funeral. I see. I'm so sorry. If only I was a little less scared of Carter, then this wouldn't have to be happening. I've always been soft when it comes to him, and every time he's do something wrong or makes stupid decisions, I just had to play along. Is that right? He really is one of the worst people ever. I've always been a little bit jealous of you because you're not afraid to stand up to him and say what's really on your mind. Sure, but to be fair, he never bothers to listen to what I have to say to him anyway, so... Just know that if you keep thinking you have to keep some kind of connection to him after the funeral, your lives will all continue to be hell. I also heard this from Carter, but it seems that he has himself a new girlfriend now. And, well, it seems he's going to be leaving us all and starting a new life with her. He has a new girlfriend? It's only been a few days since my sister passed away, though. I know this is hard to hear, but I think this is a good chance for all of us. There are a lot of things I'd like to look into. Things you'd like to look into? What do you think you're doing now? Leaving Josh in our yard like that and just running off?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have you all take care of him now. You might have heard that I'm leaving town now, so I'd much rather have someone like you take care of him for me. You can do that for me, right?
What? What the hell are you going on about this time?
I really wanted to take him back to my parents to have them take care for him. But they were a little far from here, so it would have been a pain in the butt for me. So that's why I brought him over to my late wife's parents' place.
Do you have any idea what you're doing to your son right now, though?
Well, I'm leaving him with people that can raise him better than I can. I think that your sister would be far happier having her little sister handle the baby instead of a man like me, right?
Are you being serious?
Well, of course I am. I lost my wife, and having to raise that brat all on my own is impossible. I've left the little brat in your yard, so you and your family go ahead and raise him now.
You'd better not come back crying to us then.
You think I'd ever?
Well then, we'll take care of him. By the way, that girl sitting in the passenger seat of your car, was that your new girlfriend or something?
Ah, well, yeah. I'm back to being single again, so this is totally fine, right? Now, you have fun with the little run for me. Goodbye forever. Hey, how are things been going? This is Carter. Do you remember who I am at all?
What do you want from me now, after 5 years have gone by?
Well, look, my wife is saying that she really wants a kid, so I'm asking you to give the brat back. Now, hurry up and hand him back over to me.
You've only become more rotten since the last time we spoke.
He is my boy after all, so I have the right to do whatever I want with him. And after putting a little thought into it with my lady, we think he's better off being raised by his true parents. I'm sure you believe the same thing, right?
Someone like you would never be able to raise a child, so give it up.
Huh? I don't have any reason to give it up, do I? My wife is telling me that she wants to have a kid, but she doesn't want to go through the whole process of childbirth.
I don't care. You are not going to bring him back into your cruddy life just because your wife wants one.
I'm not the one bringing him back into anything. He's always been my little boy, right? If anything, you're the one who shouldn't be hanging on to him anymore. Do you have any idea how much of a monster you are? For holding on to my boy when you're not even his real parent?
I think you'd better take a trip on over to the mental hospital, Carter. No matter what you have to utter, none of it makes sense to the mentally healthy.
Shut up. I'm going to be coming over to your house right now to get my boy. You get that brat ready to go with all of his things.
There's no point in you coming over here. It'll just be a waste of your time.
Hey, what the hell is that brat? Bring me the real thing.
What are you talking about? That kid happens to be the real deal. He's your son.
Liar. Then why the hell did he not recognize me or know a thing about me? I'm his gosh dang real father. What the hell did he mean when he said, "Who's that old man?" He shouldn't be saying that about his old man.
You threw him away when he was only 4 years old. And then you never once came back to see him for the past 5 years. You really think he's going to remember someone like you being his father? No way in hell.
Stop it with all this BS and bring me my real son. I'm the real father, and he'll be able to tell that when he sees me. I'm the one that little brat loves the most, and he'd never run from me. If you don't bring me my real son, I'm going to sue you. I'll tell the judge that you took my son, who I love so much, and are not giving him back to me.
Then tell me what his name is.
Huh?
You told me that as his father you love him so much, so you should be able to tell me what your son's name is, right? Although it is a bit strange that when you came to my house you didn't call him by his name. Don't tell me that you forgot the name of your only son who you said you loved so much.
His name?
You're telling me you love him, yet you don't remember his name? I've had enough of you. Tell me what kind of judge is going to listen to you, and you can't even remember the name of your son you're trying to sue us over.
Sometimes I just happen to forget things is all. I'll remember his name when it becomes important to. I think his name is Bart. No, Bernard? Benson? I definitely think it's Bart. Wait, Benson sounds more like his name to me. Give me back Bernard right now.
His name is Josh, you idiot! Bart, Bernard, Benson, none of those were anywhere close. I'm sorry, but I taught him to never talk to strangers, so you won't ever get a word out of him. Now would you please go back home for me?
All right. I'll talk to you about all of this straight then. This is actually a very big chance for me.
Huh? What are you going on about now?
No, listen. Right now, YouTube is this huge thing to everyone, right? But when it comes to someone like me, I'm terrible on screen or with all that acting crap. That would be a total bore to everyone watching. So I was thinking of starting a series with this kid. And that should become a huge hit, making me loads of money.
Do you have any idea what you're saying right now?
People love to watch smart kids do cool things, right? Kids that are able to sing or kids that are able to do cool tricks on skateboards. If I can get him to do something like that and record it, we'd be rich. I'll be the producer for all of his videos, and all he has to do for me is sing and act.
So you're telling me that you plan to use your own kid as a way of making you money?
As long as he's able to have one of his videos go viral, then we'd never have to worry about money again, right? It's a win-win for everyone. I've already come up with tons of ideas for what I want him to do. I'll even be willing to pay you 40% of whatever earnings we get from him. So come on now.
You have rotted to the core then. Not even you yourself has any clue of what you're saying to me right now. I'm about to get on my phone and talk to the police about this. So what do you want to do here?
Well then, I'm going to get my parents involved and have them handle this for me. Both my mom and dad are on my side, no matter what. Do you really want to have to deal with them both yelling at you?
So you still believe that after 5 years, your parents are your allies?
Well, of course they are. I'm their real son, after all. And on top of that, I'm a far better child to them than the Marla could ever be. When I stop by over at their place later, they will be so happy to see me. And I'm sure when I tell them about this, they're going to want me raising Josh again.
I don't think that's the case. All of us have already chosen to cut ties to you, Carter.
Huh?
We were just with Amy over at her place, and both Mom and Dad were there with her. We're still around, but she's gone to another room in the house now. I happened to have 3 days off, so the three of us decided to come here and see both her and Josh for the weekend.
Is that so? Well, then this is perfect timing for me. You go and tell that crazy woman to give me back my son right now. It'll be a 3 versus 1 in that house. And know that I plan to use a lot of money I make off of Josh to pay all of you guys back.
Did you not read what I just sent to you? We had all chosen to cut ties to you, and we did so 5 years ago.
Huh? Why would you cut ties with me, though?
We as a family could not accept you any longer as a part of us, especially when you left your son at Amy's parents' house to be taken care of by them while you ran away. Both Mom and Dad think the same thing about you.
I was just leaving Josh with someone to babysit for a little while, so what's the big deal here? Tell me where there was a problem with all of that.
It's the fact that you don't see any problems with that we can no longer see you as part of our family. And we don't want to have anything to do with your crazy idea of making money by using Josh.
Marla, you have really started to talk to me like you actually have a pair. Was that something you developed over the past 5 years? Well, remember, no matter how much you try to act tough and stand your ground, I'm your older brother. You were just my little sister, so you shut up and listen to every little thing I say. Hey.
I am no longer the same Maria I was in the past, Carter.
Huh?
I am no longer the Maria that will just go along with everything you do and never fight back. I forced myself to become stronger in order to protect Josh from people like you. So I am not going to let you have your way any longer.
Why are you trying to stand up to me like that? So much energy for nothing. You are still that weak little Marla to me that you were 5 years ago. If it wasn't for me, you would never have been able to make it this far anyway. I'm still helping you survive even now, right?
In what ways? You're just talking out of your butt now because you know that you never amounted to anything in our family. All my life you've lied to us.
Huh? Lied? What did I lie to you all about?
I am talking about that whole problem in the past where you cried that you were being blamed for something you didn't do. How your higher-up blamed you for embezzling money from the company. Mom, Dad, and myself all know now that that was a huge lie from you so that we'd have no choice but to help you.
I was trying to figure out what you'd bring up. Tell me why the hell you think that I was lying about that back then.
All we had to do was look into it a little, and we found out the truth. You were just an awful employee there who hid all sorts of compliances, and that landed you in the doghouse. When we asked about the embezzlements that you were claiming had been blamed on you, they told us there was never any embezzling going on at the company. You lied to us, your own dang family, all to keep us handing you money because we all started feeling bad for you.
No, that was, I had no other choice back then. I had just gotten into a lot of debt and I needed money from somebody in order to pay it all off. But you didn't have to worry about that anymore. Once I have Josh, I can start making money off of him and I'll hand all of that money that I borrowed back to you all.
Let me tell you right now, you left us with written out IOUs that we have in our hands right now. And you know better than any of us about them because you signed them.
Wait, are you actually planning on getting that money back from me right now? I get that I signed them, but come on. I'm a part of the family, all right? You can't just start attacking me like that for my money.
We can no longer let you get away with that kind of rotten way of thinking anymore. We are going to get every penny that we gave you back using this IOU. None of us are happy with you, and we sure as hell aren't going to play nice anymore.
Marla, what the hell happened to you? I remember you being such a kind little sister to me before. Why do you want to harass me like that?
I told you already, right? I've changed, and I've changed a lot. I knew that someday you'd be coming back to us, more rotten than you were 5 years ago, and I had to be ready. I picked up the sword and shield in this family, and now I'm going to protect it from monsters like you.
For Christ's sake. I get it now. I'll promise to get him a nanny or something. Yeah, how does that sound to you? I'm sure you don't want me to be the one raising him, right? So I'll make sure to have a nanny at home to care for him, taking care of all of our problems.
You really have no clue about your situation, do you? I am not wanting to talk about who raises Josh right now.
What do you want to complain about now? You're the one that's trying to steal my son from me. Please, Amy. Right now, my parents are trying to get tens of thousands of dollars from me. If I don't have a way to make any money, things would go south for me real fast.
The fact that you only see Josh as a way of making money, it's revolting.
I've heard a little secret about you. You happen to be infertile, right? Just because you are a defect and can't make a baby of your own, does it mean you can use my son in place of something you can't have?
I'm not using him for anything. You handed him off to me years ago because you didn't want him. Also, he happens to think of me as his mom, and he even calls me Mom. You think you can just take him away from his mother by force? Do you know how badly that'll mess him up?
You can't even give birth to a child, so you're never going to become a true mother. Take a look at your reality for a change.
I am not using Josh in any way, and I would never use someone else's kid to make up for the fact that I can't birth my own.
No, but you were doing just that. Confess to it. I know that deep down, you don't give a crap about what happens to Josh. Just as long as he's with you, so you can fill that void of never being a true mother.
There's no way.
You know that yourself, don't you? You don't love that brat any. You love only yourself, and that's why you're willing to steal my child for it. What the hell, you think you can come and punch your own brother like that? You're insane.
I told you before, right? I've become a lot stronger now in order to protect my family.
Wait. I thought you were just talking about your mental strength is all then. I never thought you'd ever physically make yourself stronger like that.
I knew that you were never going to give up on this. Seeing you try to break in and steal Josh out of Amy's arms like that by force. And Amy couldn't defend herself because she's so sad about something you said to her.
I'm never going to give up on the one thing that'll make me money. I'm going to get Josh back from you all. It's the last thing that I do.
Just give up already. You're already being taken into custody by the police now, so it's over for you.
Huh?
You broke and entered into someone's house to assault them. The police are aware of that now and are on their way to come get you. Also, there was something that happened at an old job that ended up getting you fired from the doghouse. And that's the fact that you did embezzle from them. It just seems that the company didn't want to tell us anything about it back then.
No. Hold on just a minute. Are you actually going to let the police take away your older brother?
And that's why I told you that everyone has already cut ties to you. If you have an issue with that, you can always come back here and complain. I'll make sure to be waiting for you.
You wouldn't. Please, Marla, I really need money right now, and being taken away by the police would only raise the amount on my bill. I can't have that happen to me when I'm already neck deep in debt.
I'm looking forward to this. Goodbye forever now.
Wait a second.
Amy, how much longer are you going to be down like that? You don't have to be worried about something a rotten soul like that said to you, okay? But he might be right about everything he said to me. I really want to be a mom, and maybe that's why I've been holding on to Josh this long. What are you talking about, Amy? He was the one that forced you to take Josh, right? But really, I should have had your mom or dad take Josh and care for him these past 5 years. The only reason I took him in and raised him as my own was probably all for my own ego. Yesterday, when you weren't around, I had a one-on-one talk with Josh. He told me he's so happy to have you as his mom. He told me that 2 times, actually. Really? Josh has told me that in school, other kids will tease him for not having his own dad. But he always tells all the other kids that he is a strong and amazing mom at home, so he doesn't need a dad. He tells that to all those kids all the time. Really? To Josh, you are one of the best mothers a child could ever ask for. And I think he thinks of you as his true mother. So if you want for him to continue being happy, then you are going to have to keep being his mother. So please do that for him. Please continue being his strong and amazing mom. Understood. Thank you for telling me that, Marla. No problem. After all, if it wasn't for how you handled the situation 5 years ago, I would have never become as strong and independent as I am now. Finally, I'm able to speak for myself and do what I want. It's because I had you to be jealous of I was able to change my ways and become a better woman. That's really great to hear. But there is still one thing you haven't changed since then. What? What is it? When are you going to stop acting so strict and relax a little around me? After that, Carter had tried to run from the police, but they were able to catch up to him and take him into custody. He ended up confessing to both breaking and entering into my home and trying to assault me, which led to him having to pay a lot of fines and a settlement to me. And as of right now, he has to be on parole, which I'd say is a lot better than the path he could have been on after that court hearing. I heard that originally the judge wanted him to sit in jail for what he'd done to me and everyone else at my house, especially when it had to do with him trying to steal Josh. But learning that he was in an incredible amount of debt, the judge thought he'd be better off being tracked by the parole officers while finding himself a job where he could start making back some of that money. I'm not really sure if he'll be able to find a job since his work ethic is zero, and he has a really bad name for himself in this town now, but I guess he's at least tied to the officers in case he does get into trouble again. And if all this wasn't enough for him, though, the moment his new wife heard about what had happened, she grabbed all her things and money and ran. This must be why Carter was so hell-bent on getting Josh and making money off of him. His relation to that woman was nothing but a shallow mess, and I'm sure even she only cared about money, much like him. It really makes me wonder if she was in on all of this too, or if she really just wanted a kid but didn't want to have to deal with childbirth. I guess that's why there's something called adoption for reasons like that. But we'll never really know what was going on with her besides that she ran off on Carter. As of right now, there is no one around Carter willing to help him out at all, and not even a single person wants to go and talk to him. He has another court hearing soon for his parole, and they might decide to let him loose if he continues to be a good boy. But that's really only if he can get that job the judge asked for him to do and starts paying off all the debt he's in now. As for myself, I've made it clear that Josh will be my son for the rest of my life. And with the help of Marla, her parents, and my own parents, I'll be the single legal mother of Josh. I actually ended up going to the courthouse and was able to get legal custody of him. When they found out about Carter's situation and learned that I'm the little sister of Josh's mom, they had no reason to say no to making him my true son. There will be a lot more tough roads ahead for us, but as long as I know Josh is happy and safe, then so am I. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Nora, oh my gosh, how long has it been since you and I last talked? It feels like it's been ages, right? Anyways, I know that this is out of the blue, but do you think that I could borrow some money from you? Wait a second. Karen, is that you? I can't believe this. I know, right? It's been so long since we last reached each other, right? You know, I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I think it's actually about 10 years since we actually did last talk. Isn't that so crazy? Like, how does that much time even pass without one sister talking to another? Life really is wild sometimes. Hold on a second there, Karen. You can't just make it sound like we happened to fall out of touch or anything like that. You and I haven't talked at all in 10 years because one day you just disappeared without a trace. It's like one day you were here and then the next you were gone. Where in the world have you been all of this time? What have you been doing? Do you have any idea what you've put me through? Well, you remember that when I did disappear, it wasn't while I was getting really stressed out over taking care of my kid, right? And then after that, we found out that he was sick on top of everything else. And when I learned about how much a treatment for my son would cost, that's when I decided that the whole thing just really wasn't for me at all. But then I remembered that you're a hard worker, and you've basically never had to struggle for anything in your life at all. Not only that, but I know that you saved up a bunch of money when you were single. So I just figured that it was a sign. I was getting tired of parenting, and you were the perfect candidate to take over those duties for me while I went to go and find myself. I just figured that would be the way to make everyone happy.
You thought that you could make everyone happy by running away? Karen, do you have any idea how heartbroken your poor son Carter was? You really thought you were doing the responsible thing by leaving Carter for me to take care of while you just fled?
Hey, come on. I don't think that you're being fair to me right now. I mean, I had to think long and hard about making a decision like that. Thank you very much. But anyways, that's not really what I even came here to talk about. The reason why I'm even talking to you at all is because I really, really need some money right now. Please, things are starting to get really tight around here, and well, I just thought that who better to go out for help than my little sister. After all, I don't really have anyone else who would help me.
Excuse me? You mean you don't want to talk about your son at all? You just want to talk about what more you can get from me? You haven't even asked about how Carter is doing, or if he's well, or how school is going for him. This is your son that we're talking about.
Oh, right. I guess you have a point there. Is he all good? Is he still alive, isn't he?
Are you being serious right now? Please tell me that this is all some kind of prank that you're pulling.
What kind of stupid question is that? I told you that I wasn't even here to talk about my son in the first place. You're the one who keeps bringing him up. Besides, it's a fair question to ask if he's alive. The last time I saw him, he had been diagnosed with something that sounded just awful. I really didn't think that he was going to be around for this long. That's why I thought that I would just leave him with family. Well, I went and tried to find myself, you know? It wasn't easy for me to leave everyone like I did.
I can't believe what I'm reading. You're just terrible. How could you talk about your son dying so casually?
Oh my gosh, are you going to tell me whether or not he's even still alive or not? Because if you want, I'll be more than happy to go and visit his grave for a little cash.
He is very much alive, I'll have you know. And yes, he was diagnosed with his disease around the time when you left. But he's recovered and is a healthy young man now. He grew up to be a strong boy who always got good grades in class and worked hard at everything he set himself to. In fact, he's even going to be starting medical school soon. I couldn't be more proud of him.
Wait a second. You mean to tell me that my son is going to be going to medical school? Like, to be a doctor? But that's amazing. He's come so far. I thought he was just a tiny little runt who couldn't make it to his 10th birthday, but are you really telling me that my Carter did all that? This is amazing! I'm rich! I'm finally rich!
What are you talking about, Karen? And why are you talking about Carter as if you had anything to do with raising him at all? I don't know how else to say this to you, Karen, but you really have nothing to do with the person who Carter is today.
Excuse me? And just, who are you to tell me that the person that I literally gave birth from my body isn't my son anymore? Especially after he survived so much. I know that it was a good idea to reach out to you. Here, I thought I was only going to be able to get a few bucks from you, but now I find out that I'm going to have a doctor for a son instead. It's better than I could have imagined.
Seriously, what are you even happy about? Yes, Carter is going to be a doctor in the future, but that really has nothing to do with you, Karen.
You keep saying that, but I don't think that that's for you to decide. Besides, he's my son, so what I say concerning him goes. I guess it's true what they say, though. Life really does find a way, doesn't it?
I don't think that that's what that phrase means, but I don't even know why I'm bothering to talk to you at this point. But I guess maybe if you actually know the person that Carter is now, you would see that it's best for you to give up on this now.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Yes, I would just love to meet him. In fact, I know that you might not like this, but I think that it would be best if he came to live with me, actually. After all, as his mother, the least that I should be doing for him is giving him a place to live and something to eat, right?
Karen, literally, what are you talking about? You want Carter to move in with you when he's about to start college?
Well, it's like you say, he's only starting college, and in the future he's going to be a doctor, isn't that right? And if he's going to be a doctor, then that means that he's going to make a ton of money. So of course he needs to come and live with me so that I can cash in on all of that when the time comes.
Cash in? Karen, you realize that you're talking about a living person here, right? Not only that, you're talking about your son, not some blank check.
But don't you get it? This is so much better than I could have ever asked for in my life. My son, who I abandoned, grew up, and now he's going to school to be a doctor. This is great. But now that we spend so much time apart, I think it's high time that him and I have a family reunion, and that he comes to live with his true family.
Are you kidding me right now? Of all the horrible, selfish things that you've just said in this conversation, I can't believe that you think you can just waltz your way back into your son's life after you abandoned him for 10 years. You can't be serious about this. This is absurd.
Now you listen here. You can say whatever you want about the situation. But the fact of the matter is that I am his mother, and he is my son. Do you understand me? So I think that I at least have a right to be able to meet him and talk about what he would like to do. Are you really going to tell me that you won't let him make his own decision? I happen to think that a son should be entitled to meet with his mother. In fact, I'm sure that if you told him that I'm here and ready to take him back, that he'd love that.
You really think that you can just show up in someone's life after walking out of it for 10 years and still expect to hold the same weight in their heart as when you left? You really are sick in the head if you think that would work. You literally abandoned your son because you thought he would be too expensive. And now you're only interested in reconnecting with your son because you think he's going to make you money? I'm sorry, but I am not going to let you use Carter like that.
Oh, really? And just who do you think you are to say whether or not I'm allowed to do something, huh? You're just his aunt, and I'm his real mom. So don't you try telling me what I can and can't do when it comes to my own child. Do you understand me?
How dare you try to pretend like you have any stake in this at all when you ran off so that you could find yourself, while leaving behind a child you were so sure was going to die? Honestly, the fact that you keep calling yourself a parent is just sickening. You don't deserve to call yourself that.
And just who do you think you are to be talking about parenthood, huh? Are you even married right now? Because I'll have you know that I am.
That doesn't have anything to do at all with what we're talking about right now. But since we're bringing up unrelated things, have you beaten your nasty gambling habit, or is that what you spent all your money on? After all, the whole reason you even contacted me in the first place was to call about borrowing money, right? Is that all you think family is? Just people that you can use when you're in a tight spot and then forget all about again?
I'm sorry, but I really don't think that this concerns you at all. All that matters to me is that my son is going to be a doctor and that I'm finally going to be rich. So don't you worry about yourselves, Nora. You just need to lend me some money now and remember that I'll be able to pay it all off when Carter's grown up and a doctor.
Stop pretending like you are ever going to be a part of his life again. You keep talking if this is all already decided, but you just assume that he's going to even want to have you back in his life.
Okay then, if you really think that, then why don't you go and ask him yourself, huh? Why don't you tell him that his mom is back in town and wants to see him? I am sure that he would like nothing better than to reconnect with me after all this time. After all, no matter what happens, a son is always going to need his mom. And then you'll see that I was always going to get what I wanted because that's what always happens.
Look, Karen, I am not trying to speak for Carter at all right now, okay? But I am just trying to warn you now that this is not going to go the way that you thought it was.
I don't care what you think or what you have to say to me. Just let me see my son already. How many times are you going to make me ask?
Okay, fine. If you really want to do this, I'll go and ask Carter himself and see what he has to say about this whole thing. But as for whether or not he actually does go to meet you, well, I'm just going to leave that to him.
Finally, that's all you had to say this whole time. Now hurry up and ask him.
Carter, I was just wondering if you had a moment to text with me really quick.
Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, I can text right now. What's up? Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask about how your trip is going. Are you enjoying your vacation?
I was until, well, what I wanted to talk to you about is actually rather serious. And I really am sorry that I'm not there to talk about this in person to you, because I really do think that it's something that should be discussed face to face.
Oh, wow. Well, what in the world could it be that's got you saying things like that? Are you okay? Are you in some kind of trouble or something like that?
Oh, thank you so much for worrying about me first, you sweet boy. But now, it's not about us. It's actually about you, or rather, your mother to be more precise. You see, your mom reached out to me and asked if you'd like to meet with her.
Wait, what? My mom messaged you? Just like that? Out of the blue? I don't care where she came from. I don't want to listen to a word she has to say. Wait a second. You're not going to leave me like she did, are you? You wouldn't do that to me, would you, Mom?
No, dear, of course. I would never do anything like that. You're not going anywhere. I promise you that. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to make you think that at all. But I had to mention this to you.
But I don't understand. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're the only mom I've ever had and the only mom I'll ever need. I don't even know any other parent besides you. I don't want anything to do with this other woman who still thinks she can call herself my mom.
I thought that you'd say this, to be honest. But still, you're almost an adult, and I thought you had a right to hear all of this. But it really is true that your mom reached out to me, and she did want to meet with you.
But I don't get it. She's been gone for 10 whole years. What does she have to do with us now? Doesn't she realize she's already done enough? She abandoned me at a time when I was really going to die. And now she just wants to try and pop back into my life for a friendly chat? I bet she just wants money from us.
Well, I won't lie to you, Carter. That is exactly why she thought to message me in the first place. The first thing she did was ask me for money. I didn't bother asking her exactly why she needed it. Or rather, she didn't give me a clear answer, but...
This is really so her. Why am I not surprised that she would try something like this? I mean, does she really think she can disappear for 10 years and then pop back in my life when she needs money?
I know, and I feel the same way about this as you do. She is my sister after all. But anyways, that's not all. You see, while we were talking, I accidentally let her know that you were going to be starting medical school.
Well, good. I'm glad that you told her that. At least now she knows that I've been just fine without her in my life.
I know, but it's just, well, when she found out what you were going to be doing with your life, she demanded that I give you back.
Wait, what? She told you that she wanted you to give me back? Doesn't she know that I'm a person? I'm not just some object you can fight over.
Exactly, and I told her that she needed to respect you as a person. But she was saying that she thought you might need your real parent and wanted you to go and live with her. And so anyways, like I said, you're practically an adult, and so I thought you should know that this is what she wants to talk to you about.
Except that I know exactly what she wants from me. She just wants to pretend to be my family and squeeze everything she can from us.
Oh, my poor sweet boy. You really don't deserve any of this. I know that it's not an answer, but sometimes even the people that we loved once can do things that we'll just never understand.
I know, but she left me because I was sick. I was only 8 years old. And after she left, I felt like I had just been some burden on her this whole time.
Well, you were never anything like that at all. You're not a burden on anyone, and you never were. I should know because I raised you ever since that fateful day. And I just want you to know that never once was there a day where I wasn't so happy that you were in my life. You're my son, and nothing is ever going to change that. Do you understand me, Carter?
Mom, thank you so much. I'm sorry that I got a bit upset there. I just can't remember the last time I got upset over my mom. It's just been so long since I've had to think about her. Just hearing that she had popped back up like this suddenly, it just made so much well up.
You have every right to be upset over this, Carter. But I still thought you had a right to know about this. I mean, I just thought that even there was a piece of you who might want to meet with my sister. Well, it's your right to do it. But since you've said all of this, does that mean that I should tell her that you don't want to meet her?
You know, I really do wish that I could tell you to tell Karen to crawl back under that rock she crawled out of, but I think I have an idea how we can use this situation to our advantage.
Hey there, Carter. I just wanted to let you know that I finally arrived at the cafe that you told me to meet you at. But isn't it past the time that we said we were going to meet? Where are you? Are you on your way? You're not trying to keep me waiting for you, are you?
I take it that you've already found a set at the cafe then.
That's right. I've been waiting for you here since the time that I said we should meet up at. You should have been here on time. I've been waiting so long to finally see my little boy all grown up. In fact, I think that this is quite unacceptable if you ask me. I'm your mother, and this is the way that you thank me for giving birth to you?
Excuse me? Just who do you think you are talking to me like that, huh?
Wait, what? I don't understand. Why are you talking to your mother like this, Carter?
And just who do you think you are calling yourself my mother, huh? I've never once thought of you as my mother, ever since you walked out on me. You're only interested in what money that you can squeeze out of your family.
Okay, you little brat. I think you need to learn a little lesson about the birds and the bees. I am your mother because I literally gave birth to you. How dare you talk to me like this? Is this the way that my sister has been raising you?
And what about you? This is the way that you decided to greet your son after all this time? I mean, did you really think that I thought of you as my mother after all this time? Did you really think that I was just going to go and meet up with you?
What? I don't understand. What's going on here? Are you telling me that I've been set up? Are you really not going to come and meet me?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, Karen. You and I are never going to see each other again.
But then, I don't get it. Why would you go through the trouble of inviting me to this lousy cafe if you weren't even going to meet me? You're horrible. This is just a cruel prank on a poor woman. I hope that you're happy with yourself, you little brat.
Oh, don't worry. These are the reasons for this. You aren't going to be meeting me today, but you are going to be meeting someone very important.
And what is that supposed to mean? Who are you talking about? What's going on here? Wait a second. Are those my parents? What in the world are they doing here? What is this?
Well, you thought that you were going to be meeting your child today, but actually, your parents are going to be meeting theirs. We already know all about the debt that you're in, but we won't be letting you escape this time.
You really did trap me. How could you do this? My parents are the last people that I wanted to see today.
Oh, don't worry. The feeling is more than mutual there, Karen. But your sister, my real mom, reached out to your parents, and they were eager to meet you. After all, right before you disappeared from all our lives, you borrowed a ton of money from them that you never intended to pay back. Isn't that right? Well, that's why they wanted to see you today. They want to get payback with interest.
But this can't be happening. I don't have any money. I came here to ask for money in the first place. I can't be paying things back now. This can't be happening to me. How could you do this?
Well, the how is quite simple, actually. All I had to do was make a couple of phone calls and everything was arranged. But it really is funny, isn't it? You thought that you were going to strike rich by pretending to care about the son that you abandoned. And instead, it's your parents who you are going to meet, and instead of giving you money, they're calling in their debts.
Please, you have to help me. You're the only person that I can turn to now, son. You need to give me some money so that I can get rid of all this debt. I promise that I'll never ever ask you for money again if you just do this for me. You have to believe me.
Ha, this is really just too much. You're the one who spent all your money and borrowed what you didn't have. Well, it's not my job to clean up the messes that you make for yourself. I was just making sure that this time you weren't able to run away and leave the rest here to clean up your mess.
I don't understand how you can be doing this to your own mother right now. How are you choosing your aunt over me? You know that she's not your real mother and I am, don't you?
I was wondering when you were going to say something like this. In fact, I was really hoping that you would, just so that I can set the record straight. You are not my mother. You were barely even there for me when you were around. But my real mom explained to me how you were always out of the house and at the casino, which is how you lost so much money in the first place. But on top of all that, the reason you left is because you found out I was sick, and instead of seeking treatment for me, you left it to someone else's problem. I was only 8 years old, and you literally left me to die. If Nora didn't step in and raise me as her own son, then I might have died too. But it was only thanks to the love that I got from my real parents that I was able to overcome my condition and become the person that I am now. You are no mother of mine, and you don't deserve to call yourself a parent.
But I am your mother. I had you. I was pregnant with you and raised you for 8 years. Do you really think so little of all that work that I put in?
What work? Sure, you gave birth to me, but being a parent is much more than that. I would have hoped that after 8 years you would have figured that out already, but I guess not. But just remember that you've been the one making all the decisions this whole time. And every bad thing that has ever happened to you since then is all your own doing.
Look, we can talk about who is to blame and how you should help me later. But right now, I need you to talk to my parents. Please, you have to tell them that you've forgiven me. Maybe it will change their minds about trying to make me pay back all of that money. You have to help me out. I'll take anything at this point.
You still don't get it, do you? You're getting nothing. You never were going to get anything at all. You should just be grateful that we're not doing more to you. Just pay Grandma and Grandpa what you owe them, and then you can get out of our lives. We were all doing fine when you were gone, so why don't you just leave and never bother us again? Mom, are you there? I just really wanted to thank you so much for yesterday. I really appreciate you letting me handle my mom. After all of that, I really do have to say that I feel so much better about all of this. I feel like I can finally put my mom behind and move on with my life.
Oh, sweetie, I am so happy to hear that. But it's okay if you want to talk about this with me. It's good to talk about your feelings, you know.
Of course I know that, Mom. And I think I would like to talk to you about all of this one day. But right now, for now, it's enough for me to know that I only have one mom in this world, and that's more than enough for me. I mean, you really are my hero. Did you know that? I mean, you took me in when I was 8 and raised me like I was your own flesh and blood for 10 years. I mean, I know that you're technically my aunt and we're related, but still, nobody was demanding that you do that for me.
Carter, I don't know what to say. I really am touched that you would send something like that to me.
But it's how I really feel. All the work and effort that I put into overcoming my illness at school, in my clubs, all has been to make you proud. I wanted to show you that I was making the most of my life that you've given me.
Oh, my sweet little boy. How did I raise such a kind-hearted young man? I can't believe how much you've grown. I really am so proud of you, son. Thank you so much for all the joy that you've brought into my life. And know that nothing is ever going to take you away from me. In the cafe, Karen's parents cornered her at the table she was sitting at and said that they were going to be taking her back to their place to make her work until she had paid back all her debt. They even hired some scary-looking goons to make sure she couldn't escape. Once at home, they made Karen sign a contract agreeing to give up one of her kidneys if she tried to escape before her debt was paid off. Then, her parents told her that they arranged for her to work on a friend's farm and sent her out into the fields to perform back-breaking labor. I learned all of this when I went to go and visit Carter's grandparents at their house to hear about what happened. Thankfully, I can say that after all of this, I feel like we've all grown closer as a family. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.